Hello students, I'm Sai Baba here. So in the previous class, I have shown you the assignment in thermodynamics. I mean questions numbering from 61 to 90, the assignment in thermodynamics. So now I'm going to start the discussion of the solutions for the questions in the assignment in thermodynamics, starting from question number 61. So look at the question number 61 on the screen. This question was given in the 2013 EAMCET in the engineering paper. Come on, look at the figure. I have given similar question in the earlier assignment, but I have given the VT diagram, but here it is PV diagram you are given. I will read out the question. Look at the question number 61. 3 moles of an ideal monoatomic gas undergoes a cyclic process as shown in the figure. The temperature of the gas in different states marked as 1, 2, 3 and 4 are 400 Kelvin, 700 Kelvin, 2500 Kelvin and 1100 Kelvin respectively. The work done by the gas during the process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1 is universal gas constant equal to R. So you can observe that both for process 1 to 2 and even for process 4 to 1, 3 to 1 to 2 and 3 to 4, the graph is a straight line. In the process 1 to 2, the graph is a straight line passing through the origin. So the equation of the straight line passing through the origin, a straight line passing through the origin can be written in the form y proportional to x or p proportional to v. Or you can write p equal to the same relation applies even for process 3 to 4. So you can write a general equation for calculation of work done for these two cases, process 1 to 2 and 3 to 4, in terms of change in the temperature of the gas using this relation P proportional to V and the gas equation. So P equal to some constant into V. Let's see, denote the constant of proportionality. From perfect gas equation you can write PV equal to mu RT. So we can substitute P equal to CV here. So if you substitute P equal to CV here, you get CV square equal to mu RT. In general, work done by the gas in any process is given by integral PdV. So work done by the gas when work done by fixed mass of an ideal gas when its volume changes is given by integral PdV from Vi to Vf, where Vi represents initial volume, Vf is the final volume. So in the present case, P can be written as C to V, but C is a constant. So you can put C outside the integral symbol. So integral V dV, Vi to F, using the formula integral of x power n dx. x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus constant of integration. But need not write the constant of integration when you have limits. So, in place of x you have v here, in place of n you have 1. So, c integral of integral v dv can write integral v power 1 plus 1, that is v square, by 1 plus 1. Vi to Vf. Now Cv square can be taken as nu RT for process 1 to 2, and similar expression can be written even for process 3 to 4. That is equal to, therefore, if you write Cv square equal to nu RT, this you can write half nu RT, Ti to Tf. Ti is the initial temperature of the gas when the volume is Vi, and Tf is the final temperature of gas at final volume Vf. This you can write nu R is by to the constant factor, applying the limit Tf minus Ti. So same formula can be used for calculating work done for process 1 to 2 and also for process 3 to 4. Now for the process 2 to 3, pressure is constant. Y is constant, pressure is constant. So work done by the gas, work done by a fixed mass of a gas when pressure is constant. As I explained earlier, work done by a fixed mass of an ideal gas when pressure is constant or in isobaric process given by P delta V, or you can write nu R delta T. So this formula has to be used for calculating work done for the process 2 to 3 where pressure is constant. Same formula has to be used even for the process 4 to 1 where pressure is constant another value. So for a process 1 to 2, we have to use this equation. So those who want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working. And if you are able to complete the calculation, try to complete. Or you take a pause and finish copying the working. I will be continuing the calculation in my next slide. So total work done by the gas during the complete cycle, or net work done by the gas for complete cycle, work done by the gas for the process 1 to 2 plus work done by the gas in the process 2 to 3 plus work done by the gas in the process 3 to 4 plus work done by the gas in the process 4 to 1. So for the process 1 to 2, the graph is a straight line passing through origin. Therefore, you have to use this formula for calculating work done. So for the process 1 to 2, Ti means temperature. In the initial state 1, it can be denoted by T1, which is equal to 400 Kelvin. And Tf means temperature, final state means temperature in the state 2, that is 700 Kelvin. Here nu is the number of moles of the gas, which is 3. So your answer is required in terms of the gas constant. So work done for the process 1 to 2 is equal to nu R by 2 into Tf minus Ti, that means T2 minus T1. Now for the process 2 to 3, the pressure of the gas is constant. For the process 2 to 3, pressure of the gas is constant. If the pressure of the gas is constant, the work done by the gas can be calculated by the equation W equal to P delta V or nu R delta T. So for the process 2 to 3, delta T means change in the temperature for the process 2 to 3 is equal to temperature in the final state 3 minus temperature in the initial state 2. So work done by the gas in the process 2 to 3, in which pressure is constant, nu R into T3 minus T2. Next for the process 3 to 4. For the process 3 to 4, the graph is a straight line passing through the origin. Therefore, again, you have to use the first equation, where P is proportional to V. The work done by the gas is given by P equal nu R by 2 Tf minus Ti. So for the process 3 to 4, Ti means temperature in initial state 3 or T3. Tf means temperature in final state 4. So for the process 3 to 4, we have to use this formula. The work done by the gas is given by nu R by 2 into T4 minus T3. Next, for process 4 to 1, pressure of the gas is constant. In the process 4 to 1, the graph is a straight line parallel to x-axis. So pressure of the gas is constant in the process 4 to 1. So if the pressure is constant, you have to use this formula. W equal P delta V or nu R delta T. So for the process 4 to 1, delta T means temperature in the final state 1 minus temperature in the initial state 4. So plus nu R into temperature final state is 1, T1. Temperature initial state is 4. So nu R can be taken common outside in all the terms. So you can take nu R common outside here. You can take nu R common outside in all the terms. So you get T2 minus T1 by 2 plus T3 minus T2 plus T4 minus T3 by 2 plus T1 minus T4. Now you substitute. We can put here number of nu equal to 3 moles here. T1 equal to 400 Kelvin. And T2 equal to temperature second state is 700 Kelvin. And T3 equal to 2500 Kelvin. And T4, temperature in the state 4, is equal to 1100 Kelvin. So those are copying the working part. Want to copy the working part? Please take a pause and finish writing the working. So those who want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working and complete simplification. As I told you previously, you should substitute new number of moles equal to 3 mole, T1 equal to 400 Kelvin, T2 equal to 700 Kelvin, T3 equal to 2500 Kelvin, and T4 equal to 1100 Kelvin. I have shown the simplification on the right hand side. If you want to copy the working and simplification, you can take a pause and copy the working. So for question number 61, which I have just discussed now, first option is answer. Then look at the next question, question number 62. Efficiency of heat engine whose sink is at a temperature of 300 Kelvin is 40%. To increase the efficiency to 60%, keeping the sink temperature constant, the source temperature must be increased by. So this problem was also given in the previous MSET exam, in the 2013 or 12. So in general, if T1 is the temperature of source and T2 is the temperature of sink, then the efficiency of a reversible heat engine or maximum possible efficiency of heat engine working between these two temperatures is given by 1 minus T2 by T1. So in the first case, The efficiency is 40%. So percentage efficiency means you have to multiply both sides with 100. So percentage efficiency of a reversible heat engine can write 1 minus T2 by T1 into 100%. So in the first case, the efficiency is 40%. And let T2 is temperature of sink is 300 Kelvin. Temperature of source, let it be T1. So which you can find. So from this you can find, of course, into 100 you must write on the right side. So from this you can find the temperature T1 of the source in the first case. So 300 by T1 will 1 minus 0.4 or 0.6. So 300 Kelvin by 0.6 equal to T1. So temperature of source in the first case will be equal to 3000 by 6. So that will be 500 Kelvin. Now, in the second case, the efficiency is to increase to 60%. So in the second case, temperature of sink is same, constant, again, equal to 300 Kelvin, but percentage is 60%. Again, use the same formula. Percentage efficiency equal to 1 minus T2 by T1 into 100%. Second case, efficiency is 60%. Temperature of sink is 300 Kelvin. Let T1 dash denote the new temperature of source. In the second case, you can find T1 dash. That means repeat the procedure in the which you have followed in the first case. So you get 60 by 100 or 0.6 equal 1 minus 300 Kelvin by T1 dash. So 300 Kelvin by T1 dash equal 1 minus 0.6. Those who want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working and complete the calculation part yourself. Find the temperature T1 dash of the source in second case. They're asked you to find increase in the temperature of source. That means first you have to find T1 dash, then you have to find the difference between T1 dash and T1. So those who want to copy the working, please take a pause and finish writing the working. So if in the second case, you get 300 Kelvin by T1 dash equal to 0.4. So T1 dash means temperature of source second case, 300 Kelvin by 0.4, which you can simplify it further. So you get T1 dash equal to 750 Kelvin. That means the temperature of source in second case has to be 750 Kelvin. So increase in the temperature of source, if I denote by delta T, because new temperature of source minus temperature of source in the first case. New temperature of source has to be 750 Kelvin. Temperature of source in the first case is 500 Kelvin. That means temperature of source has to be increased by 250 Kelvin. So answer is 250 Kelvin. Of course, increase the temperature on Kelvin scale is numerically same as increase in temperature on centigrade scale. So therefore you can also say that temperature of source has to be increased by 250 degrees centigrade. If you want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working. So for question number 2 to 62, which I have just discussed, third option is the answer. Look at the question number 63. So an ideal gas is subjected to cyclic process ABCD as depicted in the PV diagram given below. Which of the following curves represent the equivalent cyclic process? So this question was also given in one of the previous MCET exam papers. You are given 4 options showing the PT diagram. That means you have to draw the PT diagram for the given cyclic process which is represented in the PV diagram. So in the process A to B, you can observe that the graph, PV graph is a straight line parallel to x-axis. So pressure of the gas is constant. So if pressure of fixed mass of the gas is constant, then volume of the gas will be directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. If pressure is constant, volume of the gas will be proportional to temperature of the gas. So in the process, A to B, volume is increasing. Volume is increasing at a constant pressure. Temperature must also increase. So temperature at B must be more than the temperature at A. So in the process C to D, volume of the gas is constant. So if the volume of the gas is constant, pressure is proportional to the temperature. So in the process C to D, you can observe from the graph, pressure at D is less than pressure at C. Pressure is decreasing. The pressure of the gas decreases at constant volume. Temperature also decreases. So temperature at D less than the temperature at C. The process D to A. The graph is a straight line. In the process D to A, volume is decreasing, pressure is increasing. So from perfect gas equation, can write PV by T, the constant fixed mass of gas. From the graph, you can see that pressure at A more than the pressure at D. And volume at A less than the volume at D. So temperature of the gas increases in the process A to B because temperature at B is more than the temperature at A. The process B to C is a isothermal process where temperature is constant. Rectangle hyperbola. So temperature at C same as the temperature at D. We already have concluded that temperature at D less than the temperature at C is same as the temperature at B. And temperature at B is more than the temperature at A. In the process B to C, volume is increasing at constant temperature, so pressure must decrease. Because Boyle's law is applicable for the process B to C. So volume is increasing, volume at C is more than the volume at B. So pressure at C less than pressure at B, that you can make out even from the graph. Pressure at C is less than the pressure at B. And pressure at B is same as the pressure at A. And pressure at D, we have already concluded, less than the pressure at C. So you are asked to show you have to find the PT diagram. That means you have to show pressure along y-axis and temperature along x-axis. So in the process A to B, so temperature of the gas is increasing, pressure is constant. So temperature at B more than the temperature at A, that is x coordinate at B more than x coordinate at A. But pressure is constant or y is constant. So in the process B to C, isotope temperature is constant. Temperature at C is same as temperature at B. In the process C to D, volume is constant, pressure is proportional to T. If pressure is proportional to T, means the graph will be y proportional to x. So the graph will be a straight line passing through origin. So you get a graph, something like straight line graph. Then from D to A, you get PV graph is a straight line, equation of straight line with intercept form given by x by A plus y by B is constant in this equation. That is V by A plus P by B is constant. So when volume is decreasing, the process D to A, pressure must be increasing. So pressure at A must be, you can observe from the more than the pressure at D. So you get some curve like this. You see the options given there. If you want to copy the working I have written on the board on the screen, you can please take a pause, finish writing the working. So you can observe that first option will be answered because in the process A to B, pressure is constant, temperature is increasing. So temperature at B is more than temperature at A in the first graph. The process B to C, temperature is constant, but pressure is decreasing, as you can observe in this graph. The process C to D, volume is constant, but pressure decreases at constant volume, so temperature also decreases from C to D. But in C to D, temperature and pressure also decreases. From D to A, you can observe from D to A, volume decreases, pressure increases. So the first option is answer. Then look at the next question. Question number 64, which was also given one of the previous MCET exam paper. How much heat energy joules must be supplied to 14 grams of nitrogen at room temperature to rise its temperature by 40 degrees centigrade at constant pressure? You are given the molar mass of nitrogen as 28 gram per mole, and R is the molar gas constant. You are given the options in terms of molar gas constant. The heat energy absorbed by the gas at constant pressure given by nu Cp delta T, where Cp is the molar specific heat of the gas at constant pressure. So we have molar specific heat at constant volume. We can write Cp by Cv equal to gamma, and Cp equal to gamma into Cv. Cv the molar specific heat at constant volume, which you can write R by gamma minus 1. Here nitrogen is a diatomic gas. So for a diatomic gas, gamma should be taken as 7 by 5. So you get 7R by 2. So molar specific at constant pressure for the nitrogen gas will be 7R by 2. Number of moles of the gas is equal to mass of the gas by molar mass. Mass is 14 grams. The molar mass is 28 gram per mole. So that is equal to half mole. The increase in temperature of the gas on Kelvin scale is numerically same as increase in temperature on centigrade scale. So if the temperature of gas increased by 40 degrees centigrade on centigrade scale, you can say that on Kelvin scale it has been increased by 40 Kelvin. So when the pressure of the gas is constant, then the heat energy absorbed by the gas at constant pressure is given by nu Cp delta T. The Cp is the molar specific at constant pressure. Here nu is the number of moles of the gas, which is equal to half mole. Cp equals 7R by 2, and increase in the temperature. Delta T is 40 Kelvin. So you get 70 mole Kelvin multiplied by R. Numerically it is 70R. So if you want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working. So for question number 64, third option is also 70 to R. Then you see the question number 65. This question was also given in the previous MSET exam paper. It was repeated, same model repeated twice. The previous MSET exam papers. So the problem I'm going to, it is given in cyclic process. Look at the question number 65. An ideal gas is subjected to cyclic process involving 4 thermodynamic states. The amounts of heat Q and work W involved in each of these states are Q1 equal to 6,000 joules, Q2 equal to minus 5,500 joules, and Q3 equal to minus 3,000 joules, and Q4 equal to 3,500 joules. W1 equal to 2,500 joules, W2 is minus 1,000 joules, W3 is minus 1200 joules. W for X joule. Ratio of the net work done of the gas to the total heat absorbed by the gas, eta. That is, eta represents the efficiency of the gas, efficiency of cycle. The values of X and eta are, as I discussed earlier, in applying first law of thermodynamics, the net heat energy absorbed by the gas for the complete cycle, net change energy of the gas for complete cycle, plus net work done by the gas during the complete cycle. So at the end of the cycle, the gas returned to the initial state, therefore net change in the energy of the gas for complete cycle will be 0. So net heat energy absorbed by the gas for a complete cycle will be same as the net amount of work done. So net amount of work done is same as the net heat absorbed. Net heat absorbed we can write Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4. Q1 is 6000 joules. Q2 is minus 5500 joules. And Q3 is minus 3000 joules. Q4 is 3500 joules. So we can simplify this. So you get 1000 joules. So net amount of work done can be written as W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus W4. So W1 is 2500 joules. W2 is minus 1000 joules. W3 is minus 1200 joules. W4 is X joules. That is equal to 1000 joules. This you have to simplify. Those who want to copy the working, please take a pause and copy the working. I have not completed the calculation, still it is to be continued. Please take a pause and complete the working calculation for X. So did you simplify this calculation part? If you simplify this, you get X equal to 700. And next you have to find the efficiency. So efficiency is equal to net work done during the cycle divided by heat absorbed. To calculate the heat absorbed by the gas during the cycle, total heat absorbed means you have to consider only the positive values of Q1. Q1 is positive, means heat absorbed by the gas is the process one. But Q2 is negative, which represents heat lost or rejected by the gas. Q3 is also negative, which also represents the heat rejected by the gas. So Q4 is positive. So consider only the positive values of Q. Therefore, percentage efficiency net work done by the total heat absorbed. This is a fractional efficiency. Total heat absorbed is Q1 plus Q4. Percentage is into 100%. So here net amount of work done during the cycle, we have already calculated here 1000 joules. And Q1 plus Q4. That will be 6,000 plus 3,500 jobs into 100%. Last part of work I am writing above. Please take a pause and complete the calculation part yourself. Please take a pause and complete the simplification part. So you get 200 by 19% in percentage. So take a pause and finish writing the working. So for the question number 65, which I just discussed, the second option will be the answer. This problem was given twice in the previous EAMCET exam papers. Look at the next question, question number 66, which is also given in the one of the previous EAMCET exam papers. A sound wave passing through an ideal gas at NTP produces a pressure change of 0.001 dyne per square centimeter during adiabatic compression. The corresponding change in temperature, within brackets gamma equal 1.5 for the gas atmospheric pressure 1.013 10 per 6 dyne per square centimeter is. So you are given the change in the pressure of the gas. You are given the initial pressure of the gas equal to the atmospheric pressure, that is 1.013 10 power 6 dyne per square centimeter. So and changing the pressure in absolute value, changing the pressure of the gas at a particular region of compression is given 0.001. So dyne per square centimeter. So after decimal you have 3 digits, so you can write at 10 power minus 3 dyne per square centimeter. You are given the value of gamma as 1.5 and you have to find the change in the temperature at the location of the compression due to the propagation of the sound wave. For that you have to find the relation, you have to use the relation between temperature and pressure of the gas. So as I discussed about the relation between temperature of the gas and pressure of the gas in the adiabatic process, T power gamma into 1 power minus gamma equal to constant. Or you can say T power gamma is proportional to P power gamma minus 1. Gamma is greater than 1. So T power gamma can be written as constant by P power 1 minus gamma. Or you can write T power gamma is equal to some constant P power gamma minus 1. So using the method you have been discussed in the calculation of errors, relative error. So for small changes in pressure and temperature, you can write gamma into delta T by T. That is gamma times the fractional error or fractional change in the temperature can be written as gamma minus 1 times delta P by P. So delta T can be written as gamma minus 1 by gamma into delta P by P. Of course, you have to multiply with T here on the right side. Now substitute all the values. At NTP means the original temperature before propagation of sound wave, you can take 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin. So you can substitute T equal to 273 Kelvin. Gamma is 1.5. So gamma minus 1, 1.5 minus 1 by gamma 1.5. So delta P can be 10 power minus 3. So we are expressing both P and delta P in same units. So the ratio delta P by P will have no units. 10 power minus 3 by 1.013 into 10 power 6. So that has to be simplified further. So 73 to by 3 into 10 power minus 9 by 1.013. So if you want to copy the working, please take a pause and finish writing the working. If you want to copy the working, please take a pause and finish writing the working. So 273 by 3 you get 91 by 1.013. So 10 power minus 3 by 10 power 6, you can write 10 power minus 9. So this you can write 9.1 by 1.013 into 10 power minus 8 Kelvin. This can be, you can see which answer option is close to this value. Did not simplify it completely. You can take a pause and copy the working. So I will be continuing the discussion of the remaining questions. I mean from question number 67 onwards in my next class. You please finish writing this. I would like to just show the answers once. So for question number 66, which I have just discussed, the third option is answer. So I will continue the discussion of the questions from 67 onwards in my next class.